G'day Spurs fans, Paul the Hotspur hippie here, the only psychedelic soccer show on the internet. And Liebe Savakacheva to the Romanian journalist in Ange's press conference, which I saw this morning after I'd done a stream. Seemed a bit nervously excited to be there, asking questions about our new awesome centre-back, Radu Dragoshin, who Ange was very positive about. It's not the first time we've had a Romanian, well, we've had a couple, but Popescu is always one I can remember. And the name sticks in my head because there was a Romanian Popescu in one of my favourite films, The Third Man. He was a violin-playing cohort of the dastardly Harry Lime. But Ange's press conference was good, wasn't it? And we're in a title race, my friends, according to our gaffer. We're in a title race because we're in a title race until we're not. But Ange also stressed the point, you know, when we played Liverpool, Manchester City, Arsenal, we gave as good as we got. We gave as good as we got. What a turnaround. Much better than what a huge gap there is between us and those teams. There isn't anymore. It doesn't exist. And this transfer window has been fantastic. It's closed the gap even more. You know, I think Arsenal we're going to overtake. You know, maybe it might be Arteta, man of the people, who thinks it's okay to spend $10,000 on a steak and get it hand-fed with all that, what's his name? What's that chef's name? Fleabag, Teabag? I've forgotten his name. Salt Bay, that's it. I'm a bit behind the times on that one. All I know about that geezer is he had the disgrace and audacity to go onto the pitch after Argentina won the World Cup and grab the trophy. And as any soccer fan, football fan in the world knows, the rule is, and you know what I think about rules, I'm not for rules, but this one's okay. You're not allowed to touch the FA Cup unless you've won it. There was a recent podcast on the Spurs Play, on Spurs official YouTube channel, which featured my favourite player, Osvaldo Ardiles, and he mentioned the fact, it's a great podcast by the way, go and see it, he's such a great guy, that when the World Cup was doing a tour around the world, when it came to London, they said, oh, Aussie, you may touch it, you may lift it, because he won it. How cool is that? That is a wonderful thing. So Arteta, man of the people. I and a lot of people were pretty critical, I think, of Dele Alli when he rocked up to Everton in a Rolls Royce and flashy threads. I don't think that's quite appropriate because a lot of people paying his salary are struggling to scratch to put £2 coins together, let alone come to games and stuff like that. But Ali seems to be getting on all right now. But meanwhile, the king of excess, Arteta, thinks it's all right to do that and be fed by the man who broke one of the cardinal rules of FIFA football. Whereas probably down the road, there are people starving. I know it's a cliche, but I'm going to say it. When there's people starving in the world, I think I find it to be utterly disgusting that food has been fetishised to such an extent. Started at the posh end of town, it's filtered down to a lot of the hoi polloi now through stupid cooking programs and competitions. Paying $10,000 for a steak, I don't see how you can morally do it. And I think the chances of getting Ange Postecoglou and be fed, mouth hanging open, waiting for that succulent bit of steak is nil. I don't know why a steak like that would cost $10,000. A steak is a steak. Perfect way. Everyone knows the perfect way to cook a steak. On the barbecue, wait till the blood rises through, flip it once, done. You're done. Flip it once. That's the secret with a steak. That knowledge is worth £10,000. There you go, I've given it to you for free. You don't need any sauces, any goops, any dressings. A bit of salt and pepper if you want. That'll do, lovely. I wonder how that's gone down with the Arsenal fans, because I personally was sort of dry retching when it was brought to my attention in my stream this morning. Maybe they love it. Maybe they think he's hip. I think it's disgusting. Anyway, we've got a match coming up in a couple of days. And I'm tipping that we're going to get Ten Hag sacked. Because I think we're going to go up to Old Trafford I'll probably have to talk about this more tomorrow because it's not quite match day, but I'm getting excited. I can't help myself. I think we're going to rattle them early. What's the starting 11 going to be? It looks like the new boys are going to get a look in, depending on who's coming back from injury. Ange is a wily old fox, keeps his cards quite close to his chest when it comes to team selection and players coming back. Just, any little advantage you can get over the opposition, I'm all for it. And I'm all for the anticipation of not knowing what the starting 11 is. In fact, that Romanian journalist, I don't blame him. He was asking, well, is Dragoshin going to start? And he says, well, mate, I prefer to tell the players before journalists who's in the team. But he's going to be in the squad. And Werner is going to be in the squad as well. We should have Van der Ven back up in defence, which is cool. So it could be a Van der Ven and Dragoshin centre-back pairing, which, how are you going to score past that, Manchester United? I don't think you are. And I think what will happen is it's so toxic up there at the moment, we'll put them under pressure early. If we stick a chance away, like by the likes of Timo Werner, then I think they're going to absolutely capitulate, and we are absolutely going to punish them and take them to the cleaners. This weekend, of course, if results go our way, we could go up to second place. Now, it's a bit pie in the sky, perhaps. But, if teams above us, a couple of draws here, maybe a loss here, and we will start closing that 6-point gap. Hopefully, we can stay where we are until the end of AFCON and AFC. If we're still within 6 points by the time players come back from that, I think the title race is a certainty. I mean, we're in a title race at the moment. Ange said it. I can't argue with Ange, can I? What do I know? I'm not the football manager. He is. But I think as soon as we start going to 9, 10 points, the Premier League starts drifting away. But 6 points, we're definitely in with a shout. No one else seems to want it. Maybe Spurs can just sneak through there and pick one up, which would be good, because we're definitely going to win it next year. I think we're going to run away with it next year. I know, people go on about Man City and keep kissing their arse, even though they're a big bunch of cheats. But I think we're going to be there or thereabouts. It looks like teams like Newcastle and Arsenal are prohibited from spending any money because of the sustainability rules that have been brought in. I think that's a great thing. I'm hearing pundits, I think it was Darren Bent, he's saying, well, Newcastle should be allowed to spend what they like. I think people are trying to argue that when a team changes ownership, that the new owners can have a bit of a dispensation to spend whatever they want. And I disagree completely, because you can guarantee if a rule is brought in like that, someone will exploit it with some dodgy ownership transfers, things like that. It will happen. If people are allowed to do it, they will do it. So I'm not for that at all. Newcastle have got to sell players or get their revenue up before they can start buying again. I think that's only fair. It's only fair. So I'm excited. It was really good to hear Ange's press conference today. Nice and positive. We're in the title chase. We're holding our heads up with the big boys at the moment, and we're emerging. We're emerging like a beautiful blue and white butterfly from a cocoon. It's a bit shit, eh? Shit analogy anyway, but what can you do, eh? I'm surrounded here by nature. Butterflies pop into my head sometimes. Anyway, folks, peace and love, and come on you Spurs.